Thank you for tuning in for our local sports action on KOKS Talk 100.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday night girls basketball. And, of course, welcome to December. It is December 1st. Devin Kruger coming to you live tonight from Pine River-Backus High School. Those listening to the Mark Levin Show, you can catch the rest of that on 3WI AM 1270, FM 96.3. Of course, we also welcome in our audience for the YourLiveEvent.com. As we have the Station 371 pregame show starting for Pine River-Backus girls basketball. Tonight, the PRB Tigers have a big section matchup here early in this 2023-24 season with the Jaguars of Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa in town. Well, one great thing about this Friday night in December, for those that don't care for driving in slushy, snowy, icy weather, the roads have been perfectly clear. So that's good for those visitors, especially traveling from BBE for tonight. As here on the Station 371 pregame show, we're getting you set for varsity basketball. The B squad, very entertaining. It stretched it out. We're running late tonight. Pine River-Backus got the win 43-41. Last night, I was here in town as Sabika defeated the PRB Tigers in overtime. So could we be set for yet another barn burner that, dare I say, goes a little extra time tonight? I guess we'll find out. It's Friday evening girls basketball. And our pregame show is brought to you by Station 371 in Pine River. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371. They've got your bait and tackle, quality Centex gasoline. They're one of the only area fuel stations with kerosene and off-road diesel, plus your hunting and fishing licenses. Station 371 in Pine River. When we come back here on the pregame show, first we'll take you through how these two teams stack up against each other in this early season matchup. We will hear from both head coaches and, of course, get you the starting lineups before the tip-off tonight. It's the BBE Jaguars and the PRB Tigers here tonight. More of the Station 371 pregame show after this on KOKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
In Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Devin Kruger back with you here for tonight's broadcast of girls basketball and the Station 371 pregame show. Let's take you through some info on these two clubs as they enter play tonight. First full week of the winter basketball season for girls hoops. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa 1-0. This is game number 2 for the Jaguars. They started off their season on Tuesday night with a win 53-42 over Melrose area. This is the first game within Section 5A play, something that BBE, because of the conference they're in, they actually don't have a whole lot of section games on their schedule, but this has been a big one that they've been able to schedule for a number of years now with the PRB Tigers. BBE last year, a state basketball participant. In fact, they were the third place finishers at the Class A state tournament last year. They had a record of 27-5. They lost 5 seniors, and as we'll hear from really both sides of the coaching staffs, they lost a lot of their offensive production from last year's state tournament team. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, they're hoping to bounce back after a tough overtime loss last night. This is game 3, a busy first week for the PRB Tigers. The PRB Tigers 0-2 on the season, and the loss last night to Sabika was a section loss, so they are 0-1 in section play. The 69-65 loss last night to Sabika a game that really struggled in terms of flow. There was a combined 62 turnovers and 57 fouls committed. So it was a long game to begin with, and then we tacked on 4 extra minutes. It was not short of an excitement, that's for sure, but definitely a lot of early season mishaps and miscues from the clubs last night. Through the 2 games, with PRB losing to Wadena Deer Creek Tuesday night, the Tigers averaging 54.5 points a game. They're giving up 63.5. Of course, we look at last year, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa got the sweep with that state tournament caliber team in the regular season. The Jaguars won 73-35, and then they met in the section playoffs, and the Jaguars won 70-44. The history between these two teams is pretty one-sided. They have played at least one time every year since the 2019-2020 season. They have had 7 games. BBE has won all 7. Yes, the Jaguars 7-0 against the PRB Tigers. So this would be a great win, especially after a short night last night for the Tigers to grab today. Our coverage of the PRB Tigers on radio brought to you also by Plumbing Etc. and Trustworthy Components in Pine River. As we will take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our coach's comments. Up first, we'll have our chat with the head coach of the BBE Jaguars, Christina Anderson, in her 11th year. And then we'll chat with Tucker Sheely, 4th-year head coach of the PRB Tigers. More coming right up on the Station 371 pregame show from the Cub Foods Brainerd and Baxter KLKS radio studios, yourliveevent.com, and rjbroadcasting.com.
When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
And we're back on the Station 371 pregame show for this Friday night girls basketball matchup. As joining us now is Christina Anderson, head coach of the Jaguars of Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Coach, it's very exciting to have you back here. I know that this has been such a great rivalry over the last several years with BBE and Pine River-Backus. Thanks for a couple minutes before tip-off here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun section matchup, a section game we actually get to play, and like you said, it's been a fun rivalry throughout the years.
Coming off a state tournament trip last year, of course, everybody knows it's kind of that clean slate. You're just getting underway. You got a victory in your opening game Tuesday night against Melrose area. Take us through the first couple weeks and the first win. What have you liked from what you've seen from this year's Jaguars team?
Yeah, the start of a new season, is always exciting. It's fun to look back and, just enjoy the great season that we had last year, and always think about the seniors that we'll miss. But then you always have a fresh group of girls, some returners and some other girls who are looking to get their first varsity minutes. So one thing that I've really enjoyed this season is I think, like I said, even though we lost a really core group of seniors, we've had a new group of seniors this year that have really stepped up in some great leadership roles. And then we've had some younger girls who have just, continued to make practice really competitive. And so I think if your practices can be competitive, it makes things fun. So far, I think our effort has been great. Like you said, we're definitely, trying to fill some holes and gaps from last year. But I think our girls have been up for the challenge, and it's been a fun start to the season.
One thing that I think is sometimes underrated is when a team goes to state, all the extra practice time for those girls that now have to step into those bigger roles. You've been on the front of this side. You've experienced this. How much of a luxury do you find it when you come into a new year?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I am a big believer in that saying that tradition never graduates. And so I think our girls throughout the past few years have set a great tradition for this program. And we have a new group of girls who are coming, and, that bar has been set. Whether, we lost 85+% of our scoring or not, we do. We have we had a great JV season last year. So like I said, it's just been fun to watch these girls really get after it in practice, and I've really appreciated our effort so far, and I think our defense will be something that will kind of carry us through this first half of the season until we can kind of clean up and figure out some of that offensive stuff.
Well, you held Melrose to 42 in the first game, and a couple of nights to prepare for Pine River-Backus, a team that you've had the upper hand with since you've been playing every year over the last few years. But even though you know what the program brings, it's always a really kind of a tough matchup. What do you expect in tonight's game?
Yeah, just like you said, it doesn't necessarily feel like we've had the upper hand because they've been just such great games that we've had with them. On a yearly basis, it's been our one regular season game, and then we always seem to find them in the postseason as well. So, like you said, I think what they bring too is just, they bring some grit on the defensive end. They don't back down, looking to get up and down, and again, they've built a great tradition here, and so. We're excited to be here, and like I said, I think it's a really good early season section matchup for us.
You had mentioned that your defense you think is going to be the spark while your offense catches up. From game 1 to game 2, what are a couple of key things that you are really focused on in watching what your Jaguars team executes on the floor?
Yeah, number one, I think as we try to find our depth this season with, who's going to fill in some of those kind of 7, 8, 9 roles for us, we need to keep ourselves out of foul trouble. And that was a huge piece of game 1 that, again, it showed we were able to work through some adversity, and some girls that, we threw out there did a great job. And so I think, it's a good thing that, we found a way to win, but we need to play team basketball without being in foul trouble. So I definitely think that's number one, that we do play a very aggressive style of defense, but in order to play that, we still have to do it without fouling. So I think that's a big piece. And then just on the offensive end, that we can't allow the other team to speed us up. Once we get into that chaotic kind of back and forth, I don't think that's great for us. Not saying that we can't look to get up in transition, but we definitely have to be able still to work our offense and just have some patience on that end. So when I'm talking about just kind of on that offensive end, just really finding our groove, our patience, and what that looks like.
Coach, excited to be here for this great early season section matchup. We appreciate the time. Good luck to you and the Jaguars, Christina.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Christina Anderson, head coach for BBE, join us as we take a break. More on the Station 371 pregame show right after this on KOKS and yourliveevent.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping.
Coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
And we're back with you on the Station 371 pregame show. Is now joining us Tucker Sheely, head coach of the PRB Tigers. Right back at it tonight after a tough overtime battle last night. Coach, take us through just today. What did you do with the girls to get them prepared for this early season back-to-back after a tough break last night?
Right, yeah, no, definitely not a lot of time to think about, last night or process it as much. But, for today we went through some film, talked about some of our weaknesses from last night's game, and then, from Tuesday against Wadena, and then we'll see if we can't, change those and turn those into at least, not weaknesses here this game. Boxing out, we talked about, we increase our free throw percentage. Not a lot of time to maybe go through the reps to work on that today, but definitely IQ-wise, I think we definitely got a little smarter, and I alluded to it last night. I think we took a step forward. It just wasn't the outcome last night that we wanted.
With the fouls that were issued last night, and it forced a lot of different combinations on the floor. It forced some girls to maybe get into some higher minutes and higher pressure situations that they're accustomed to. How much mentally, just for you as a head coach, can you do a quick turnaround into tonight where you can try to maybe fix a couple of those things, or at least make sure the girls are comfortable?
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's some X's and O's things. Like I said, we went through in our film session here today, and we'll talk about here before the game. But a lot of it is continue running our system. We try to apply a lot of pressure defensively, try to create some offense with our turnovers that way. You got to see our depth on display last night, and some of the members of our bench are a little bit younger, and so haven't had quite as many of those varsity reps. So I think still getting them up to speed and getting them ready to play at a high level, a very intense level, without as many breaks as you can take mentally and physically in like a junior high setting.
Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa is in town. Of course, in your 4 years, you've played them a lot. You've seen them a lot. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone the Tigers' way in these matchups. But it's a great test in an early section matchup. What do you recall for BBE, what they bring, and what you expect from them tonight as they're coming off a state tournament run last year?
They are. They're a much different team this year. I think they graduated at least 80% of their scoring. So it'll be, a different BBE than what we've seen probably even in the last couple of years. But, she always gets them ready to play. They're always going to, apply a lot of pressure. They're fundamentally very sound. They're usually typically high IQ players. So I expect a really tough battle again, playing them tonight. But, yeah, it will be a lot different look, for both squads here. I think we have, some younger girls that are taking on different roles here, particularly in the scoring department for both of our squads. So it'll be fun to see the matchup. Again, we hope to play them again, here this section. So hopefully this is just kind of a stepping stone here in our season and for our section run.
When you have back-to-back games where going into tonight it's going to be another up-and-down game where both defenses are going to be very aggressive, do you feel that after a matchup like last night, both you and the players can make the adjustment quicker if you find out early that, hey, they're going to call these certain things tight on the floor?
Yeah, that was definitely the conversation in film, and it will be, remind them here before the game. But, we just need to adjust to how the officials are calling the game. And, we had a good crew last night. We're going to have another good crew here tonight. It's not a matter of, bad officiating. It's just a matter of we need to adjust to how they're calling the game and hopefully prevent BBE from getting, as many free throws as we gave up to Sabika last night. So definitely looking forward to change that for tonight.
Now, of course, you're starting the season with 3 games. You're going through practice. Everybody gets chomping at the bit to play games, but you end up with a very busy week. You go to overtime. It was a long game last night. Tucker, are you concerned much about how much the girls will have underneath them tonight with the legs?
Yeah, I think our strategy will change, a little bit. You'll see that throughout the game here. We probably won't be able to get by, with pressing quite as much as we did last night. But again, we need to rely on some of these younger girls stepping into bigger roles, and so that'll still be kind of our main strategy. Still is to apply pressure, make them make quick decisions. We're also going to try to force them to shoot outside shots. Our plan is to hopefully prevent them from getting in and getting as many layups as I think the last time we played them in the section game. It was just layup after layup in the middle, and it's like it's easy to score a lot of points if you're shooting layups. So we're going to try to at least make them hurt us from the outside, and if we can box out of our out of our defensive sets, I like our girls odds as far as battling against BBE tonight.
We always kind of talk about what the story of the game and the meaning of the game. Obviously, it's a section matchup, which would be a great early season win. But just after 2 tough losses, how much would a win mean for your squad to end the week?
Yeah, it'd be a great morale boost. Again, my message is let's get better. And I think, like I said, we didn't win last night, but we did get better. And so my hope is that tonight we will take another step, and we'll implement some things here this next week that we weren't able to didn't have time to do here this week, and we'll continue to build. It's a slow process, and my goal is not to have them ready to win a section championship tonight. My goal is to get them ready here as the season goes on and playing really good basketball into February. So.
Should be another fun one and exciting one here tonight, Coach. Appreciate the time, of course. Good luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Tucker Sheely, head coach for the PRB Tigers, as we step away again. More coming up on the Station 371 pregame show on KOKS and yourliveevent.com.
And we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at shruppexcavating.com. Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Pine River-Backus Tigers taking on Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. They're going through the starting lineups on the floor. Here they are for the folks listening and tuning in wherever you may be. First for the visiting BBE Jaguars, 1-0 on the season. They're head coached by Christina Anderson. They will start a 5'4 senior, Anna Yeager, a 5'4 junior, Bree T. Schaefer, a 5'10 senior, Brooklyn Fisher, a 5'9 junior, Adley Hagen, and a 5'7 senior, Faith Rademacher. Once again for BBE, it's Yeager, T. Schaefer, Brooklyn Fisher, Hagen, and Faith Rademacher. There's just 4 seniors on the roster for BBE. 3 seniors start, 3 seniors, 2 juniors for the Jaguars. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers and head coach Tucker Sheely, 0-2 on the season. They'll have the same starters as we saw last night. Senior Alora Dahl, senior Brianna Hannikin, the lone seniors on the roster. Sophomore Ella Dahl, sophomore Sawyer Tulinchek, and sophomore Mimi Bukers. 2 seniors, 3 sophomores for the Tigers. Alora Dahl, Hannikin, Ella Dahl, Tulinchek, and Bukers. Jaguars in the white jerseys, white shorts, blue numbers and letters trimmed in gray. The home blacks again for the PRB Tigers. Black jerseys, black shorts, orange numbers and letters. Alora Dahl is going to face up Brooklyn Fisher for tonight's opening tip-off. PRB will go to our left and the Jaguars to our right as we see it. A fairly light crowd here for Friday Night Hoops. And here we go, thanks to Station 371 for sponsoring the pregame show. Here's a tip, quick control by the Tigers. Aladal up high off the window and in. And a quick strike to start the game for the PRB Tigers. They'll apply the full court press. T. Schaefer in a trap, jump pass just over Bukers to Fisher. Fisher bounce pass down to the blocks. Good cross lane pass, and the Jaguars answer on a beauty of a drop pass there from Anna Yeager, and the finish by Faith Rademacher, the senior. And an early tie, 2 apiece. PRB's Sawyer Tulinchek has it poked away by Faith Rademacher. 2 teams again tonight, very, very aggressive on the defensive end. Alora Dahl, who had just 6 points last night after leading the Tigers with 10 on Tuesday. Here is a steal by Hagen and an early turnover by PRB. On the other end, step back, Fisher for 3, airmails it over everything. Sawyer Tulinchek grabs the Tigers' rebound. Again, shot clock a part of every single game this year. Here's Bukers with a little hook shot Hagen challenged, and the shot right off the front of the rim. BBE beats the Tigers back, and a transition basket on a great look down court. Bree T-Schaefer with the bucket, Fisher with the assist. Jaguars up 4-2. Tulinchik left side, tries to drive, puts on the brakes, gives it to Hannikin at the free throw line. Hannikin driving down left side, she will be fouled. And that's a familiar start for Tigers fans. Last night, Bree Hannikin shot 12 free throws, 10 of them in the first half. She scored 13 points. All of them were in the first half in last night's overtime loss for PRB. Minute and a half gone. The foul was called on Faith Rademacher. Hannikin's first free throw in and out. Coach Tucker Sheely talked about the free throw percentage last night. The Tigers hit just 47%, 17 of 36, although Hannikin hit 9 of 12, and she starts 0 for 2 tonight. BBE with the rebound, but then throws it right into the hands of Mimi Buchers, and a steal for the sophomore Buchers. Here's Laura Dahl. Kick out. Buchers sets for 3 in the lead. Front rim gets the friendly roll, and it's good. Dahl on the assist. Buchers with the bucket from long range, and it's 5-4 PRB. Here's a drive on the other end. Brooklyn Fisher, and a quick answer for another one of those BBE seniors. And it's 6-5, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Alora Dahl crosses the timeline, gives the play, comes left side again on the wing to Tulinchek. Hannikin, they reverse it to the right side wing to Alora Dahl. Looking for Buchers, posting up, well defended by the Jaguars. Now Ella Dahl at the top. Ella had a dozen last night. Tulinchek led the Tigers with 15. Here's Buchers. As the shot clock's down under 10, the bench starts to call it out. Here's Hannikin trying to drive, and she got into some traffic, lost the handle. It is going to be awarded to BBE, and it's a Pine River-Backus turnover. McGregor hosting a doubleheader tonight on KKI and FM 94.3. Girls won big 70-28 over Silver Bay. The boys are getting set to take on Bram. Now here's a trap on the far side, and Sawyer Tulinchek is going to tie up Bree T-Schaefer, and the possession arrow was wrong, as the possession arrow pointed to Pine River-Backus, but they won the opening tip, so BBE will get awarded the ball. Tigers will drop the pressure back after this being their third game this week. Coach Sheely said in the pregame they may not do full court press as much. Of course, we've already seen the Jaguars break it and get an easy bucket on the other end. BBE leads 6-5, almost 3 minutes gone here in the first half. Here in Pine River, Friday Night Girls Hoops. As here's a nice pass inside, and Brooklyn Fisher, this one all the way around the cylinder, comes out, and then Sawyer Tulinchek slaps the ball away after Fisher got the offensive rebound. Turnover on BBE. Tigers down 1, pass inside to Tulinchek, and then reaching across, Faith Rademacher is going to pick up her second personal as she reached behind Tulinchek trying to slap the ball away. Coach Christina Anderson pleading her case on the other end of the floor. Substitution, first one, 5'11" sophomore Casey Fisher will come in as Faith Rademacher heads to the bench. 3 minutes, 10 seconds off our first half clock, 6-5, BBE in front. Alora Dahl inbounds to Buchers. Thought about stepping into a shot. Good closeout there by Hagen. Aladal comes to the near side as I see it. PRB working to my left, high screen. Hannikin rolls. There's the pass down. Hannikin shot, no, but a foul. And that'll be Casey Fisher on the personal, and Hannikin right back to the free throw line again. Hannikin attacking the basket. Fisher tried to come across the lane on the help defense. The official saying she was a little bit late and not fully set, even though Hannikin really kind of jumped into her and created the contact. You see that a lot, that call. The defender gets the brunt end of it and the foul. Hannikin this time 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. 7-6, PRB in front. 14:35 to go first half. Hagen, nice press break for the Jaguars. Brooklyn Fisher down the right side. Looking into a cutting right side, and that is Hagen on the finish. Had to wait for her to get up off floor. Adley Hagen, the junior, with her first bucket. Already 5 lead changes. That happens when you get a one-point game. Brooklyn Fisher with a nice assist. Now here's a pass looking for Buchers. Hagen tips it away, and now a pass stolen away. Tipped and stolen by Yeager. Long pass down court. Hannikin swipes it away. It's out of bounds. Last touched by Pine River-Backus, and BBE will keep possession. Once again, two teams that look to push the tempo, put a lot of pressure on defensively. Here comes the first substitution for the PRB Tigers. Sophomore Kaylee Johnson will come in for Elladall. Jagels inbound on the far corner, working to my right here in half number one. Long inbounds pass to T. Schaefer. Gives it to the near side. PRB in a 2-3 zone defensively. Jaguars with good spacing against the zone. Going to force PRB to shift and work. Here's a ball reversal over to Casey Fisher. Casey with one dribble. Now on the baseline, Hagen tried to get a pass inside the lane. It's tipped away. Loose ball near side. Going to go out of bounds, and it went off of the foot of Anna Yeager. And that'll be turnover number 3 on the BBE Jaguars. BBE will put on the full court press, more of a token pressure, as kind of backing off was Yeager. Tulinchik again on that left side wing. Tigers have gone to that a lot here in the first half, and then try to work through there. Here's Alora Dahl, gonna fire the three, short off the front of the rim. Long rebound tracked down by BBE's Yeager. Long pass near side to T. Schaefer, dribbles around Johnson. Bounce pass, Hagen from 8 feet away, buries it on the left side. T. Schaefer with a nice assist, and off the bench, a bucket there by Hagen. 10-7 BBE. Just about 5 minutes off the clock now here in the first half. Tulinchek fakes the three, drives, puts up the runner. That one rolls off the left side, and the rebound to Casey Fisher, and then we're going to get a reach and a foul. And after all the foul trouble last night, we got over 5 minutes tonight, and that's the first foul called on the PRB Tigers. It's going to go against Sawyer Tulinchek. In last night's overtime loss, 4 Tigers fouled out of that game. Here's a pass, and here's a tip and a steal. Buchers with her second takeaway. Buchers trying to drive right side, trying to kick it to Alora Dahl, and good recovery there by Adley Hagen as she slaps it out of bounds, and PRB inbounds on the baseline. Baseline left inbound for Alora Dahl. Looking to Buchers around a Hannikin screen. Buchers trying to back down Hagley. Hagen got to the block. Puts the shot up too strong. Out of bounds. Last touch by Pine River-Backus. Coach Shealy talked about boxing out. Right now, BBE's been a little more efficient on that offensive end. And the Jaguars have out-rebounded the Tigers 6-1 here in the early going. Here's Brooklyn Fisher, right side, bumped, fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 as the shot came up short. Brianna Hannikin will pick up the personal. First trip to the charity stripe for the BBE Jaguars. Senior Brooklyn Fisher, 2 points, 2 assists so far tonight. First free throw up and in as Ella Dahl checks back in for PRB. She will replace Tulinchek. 5 straight points for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa, and Fisher going to try to add one more. The senior sets, fires, and drops in the second free throw. 12-7, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa in front. BBE a 7-game win streak against the Tigers since they started facing each other in the 2019-2020 season. Kaylee Johnson, right side wing. Hannikin, wide open shot. Free throw line. Back iron, no. And a good clear out by BBE. Casey Fisher with the rebound. She's double teamed. T. Schaefer does a great job to come and get it. She splits 2 defenders. Loses the handle. Almost traveled, but the officials say she lost possession. Here's a fired 3 on the right side wing. Rebound underneath. Great positioning inside as Casey Fisher off the bench gets the offensive rebound and put back. And BBE goes up 14-7 as the Tigers try to rush up the other side of the floor. Ella Dahl is fouled by T. Schaefer. Substitutions for both teams. PRB sends in sophomore Ariana Burns. She will replace Buchers. In for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa is 5'4" senior Grace Jackson. Jackson replaces T. Schaefer. 14-7. It's an 8-0 run put together by the visiting BBE Jaguars. Kaylee Johnson, right side on the wing. Left side, Alora Dahl. Looking for the screen. Now dribbles away from the screen. Drives left side. Left it short. Good defense there by Brooklyn Fisher. Second chance, PRB. They go inside to Burns. Posting up Hagen. Burns underneath the hoop. And then falling over. Hagen, great job getting the rebound. Passing down the other side. Here is a shot by Jackson. Rolls off the front iron. Brooklyn Fisher cleans it up and puts it in. Another second chance point. Brooklyn Fisher has 6. That is 10 straight points for BBE, and a timeout taken by Pine River-Backus. 11:23 to go here in the first half. It is BBE 16, PRB 7. We'll break for more action. We'll be back after this on yourliveevent.com, KOKS Talk 100, and rjbroadcasting.com.
Bernie Berkmeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Thank you for supporting local business.
Back into action here. Pine River-Backus down by 9. Here's a pass inside. Great feed. Ariana Burns with the assist to Bree Hannikin. And Hannikin snaps a 10-0 run, and now BBE will turn it over as they stepped over the line before inbounding the ball. 16-9 BBE. That was an unforced turnover. 5 turnovers on Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Inbounds, and we're going to get a official's time. And, they had to fix the shot clock. Shot clock needed to be reset to 20. Now the Tigers will inbound again. They lob it up, looking for Hannikin again. In the lane, double team, kicks it out. They go up to Ella Dahl, top of the key. Ella takes a dribble to her left to Tulinchek. Thought about a quick 3. Good closeout there again by Brooklyn Fisher. Here's Burns on a dump down. That one knocked out of her hands and out of bounds. Good defense there by Grace Jackson. A 10-0 run just snapped by BBE. Tigers now trying to get back-to-back buckets on the inbounds. Ella Dahl, 3 from the corner. This one just a bit short, and the long rebound. I think like that play. Good smart play, Anna Yeager. Instead of trying to tiptoe the far sideline with no pressure nearby, just let it bounce out of bounds. BBE has a 10-2 rebounding edge, and now we're going to get a push here as Brooklyn Fisher was coming near half court, and that one looked a lot worse than it was. She got off balance as Ariana Burns gave her a little escort towards the line, and Burns is going to pick up her first foul. Team foul number 3 on Pine River-Backus. BB inbounds to Jackson. She'll give it to the right side wing to Yeager. Yeager looking to drive, and Coach Shealy talked about trying to keep BBE to longer shots. Here's Hagan inside. Lost the handle and turned it over. A steal for Tulinchek, trying to dribble through traffic. Passes over to Alora Dahl. Hannikin, right side on the baseline. Drops it inside to Burns. Tries to put up the quick shot. She didn't handle the ball real cleanly. And then the ball just kind of hopped out of her hands, and PRB turns it back over. Here's Casey Fisher down the right side. Flips it back to Jackson. Long cross-court pass. Hagan lining up a 3 on the left side, and she hits. First triple for the BBE Jaguars, and their lead is in double figures. It's 19-9 as we go under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Tulinchek with the screen, and she tried to go for 3, got it blocked by Brooklyn Fisher. Somehow kept possession. Hannikin has it, right side. Casey Fisher eyeing her up. BBE very aggressive man-to-man in the half court. Here's Hannikin inside, turn, shot, fouled. This one's going to go against Casey Fisher. That'll be her second. So Faith Rademacher on the bench with 2, and now Casey Fisher picks up her second foul for the BBE Jaguars. First free throw on this trip for Hannikin. She's already at free throw attempt number 5 of the night as T. Schaefer checks back in for BBE. Mimi Bucher's back in for Pine River-Backus. Second one on the way. Hannikin hits them both. That's 4 in a row. 19-11. Hagan will come out for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. as in for the first time is 5'6" sophomore Tiffany Dingman. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa with an 8-point lead. 9.5 to go first half. Devin Kruger here with you. Here's a pass inside. Brooklyn Fisher misses the layup in front. And there's one of those instances. Pine River-Backus gets the ball, but Tulenchik just kind of waited for it. Almost got snuck around by Grace Jackson, but the Tigers do collect the team rebound. Tigers down 8 with the basketball. Alora Dahl high on the wing, going to dribble down near the corner. Turns around, reverses direction, goes to the top to Buchers. Going inside, Hannikin posting up against the smaller defender in Dingman, but Hannikin cannot convert the points in the paint. And here comes BBE. T. Schaefer running the point. They reverse it all around to Yeager. Yeager looking inside to Brooklyn Fisher. Not much there. Pass back to the top to T. Schaefer. To the right side wing. Dingman thought about setting up a three. Tigers in a 2-3 zone defensively. Again, trying to pack things more inside. Now here's Jackson with a drive. Got tied up, and we're going to get a no shot. It'll be a travel and a turnover on BBE. 8:42 to go here in our opening half. 19-11, the Jaguars in front. In boys basketball, Pequot Lakes went to Detroit Lakes. They had a 6 o'clock tip tonight, and DL gets the close win, 58-56. Pine River-Backus' boys on the road at Monaga to start the season tonight. Buchers pump fakes the three. Each team is connected on just one from long range tonight. 19-11 our score. Elidol working with high traffic. Again, the Jaguars very aggressive, doing a nice job moving their feet. Now that's going to be an offensive foul. Sorry, Tulenchik extended the forearm, and Brooklyn Fisher will draw the offensive foul. That'll be number 2 on Tulenchik, and turnover number 4 on Pine River-Backus this half. Team fouls, 5 on the Jaguars, 4 on the Tigers. Far fewer fouls than we saw last night. BBE with the basketball. Dingman, and she was trying to bounce it back to Yeager. Yeager wasn't looking, and that'll be turnover number 8 on BBE. The Tigers just have not been able to take advantage of them. Kaylee Johnson will come back in for the Tigers. Taking a seat is Tulenchik. Alora Dahl will toss it in from the baseline. Shot clock will be at 20 as they inbound in the front court. Lobs it up top to Ella Dahl. Ella with just 2 tonight. Alora Dahl has not yet scored. Buchers, again, thought about a 3 instead. Drives, puts up the runner. Little too strong, and Brooklyn Fisher is there for the rebound. Tigers trying to put the pressure on, and they're going to get the turnover. Fisher turned and chucked it near half court as T. Schaefer was trying to come back towards her. Hagan will return for the Jaguars to replace Jackson. And these are the types of points that the Tigers have got to start converting. Slow offensive first half for PRB. They are down 19-11. Tigers have gotten some inside shots. BBE, good perimeter defense. Tigers just haven't been able to quite convert them. Here's Hannikin at the free throw line. Inside, Buchers against Hagan. The turn, the shot, and again, just a slight misfire. And BBE rebounds. They look to run. Here's Yeager. Nice pass to Fisher, and she'll go to the line. Brooklyn Fisher. A great look by Yeager. Kaylee Johnson will pick up the foul. That'll be her first. And Brooklyn Fisher will take another trip to the free throw line for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. BBE 1-0 on the year. PRB 0-2 as Fisher drops in the first free throw. She's got a game-high 7 now, tied with Adley Hagan. Looking to put that lead back into double figures, and she does. She is 4 for 4 from the line. 21-11 BBE, 7:15 to go here on KOKS, Pequot Lakes, Pine River-Backus, RJBroadcasting.com, and YourLiveEvent.com. Here's a bump and a ball tipped out. No whistle on the contact there between Alora Dahl and Brooklyn Fisher, but the ball knocked out of bounds by the Jaguars. Kaylee Johnson fires the inbounds to Brianna Hannikin. Tigers will set up the half court, going to our left here in the first half. Alora Dahl working against Yeager. Buchers flips it back. Johnson sets, fires a 3. That one just off the front of the rim, and Yeager rebounds. BBE with a 15-3 edge on the glass here in the first half, but they've committed 9 turnovers to the Tigers 4. Here's a quick 3 on the other side. This one just a tad short from Dingman. Long rebound, Kaylee Johnson, and she tries to split 2 defenders, lost the handle. Buchers there to pick it up. Elidol, quick 3, left side, nothing but net. Ella Dahl with her first from deep, 21-14. Tigers trying to put on the pressure, and they're going to get another turnover as T. Schaefer double dribbled. 6:25 to go here in the first half. Sawyer Tulenchik back in. Aloradal out for the PRB Tigers. PRB inbounds. T. Schaefer trying to bother Ella Dahl. She crosses the timeline. 6:15 to go. Here's a ball screen for Johnson from Hannikin on the right side. Bucher's at the top of the key. Hannikin calling for it. She had the mismatch. They not able to get her the ball because of the ball pressure defense up top. Here's Bucher's with a drive. That one partially tipped by Hagen. The loose ball picked up by T. Schaefer. Here comes the Jaguars. T. Schaefer up ahead. Fisher with another finish. Brooklyn Fisher, and she's in double figures with 10. Very nice assist there by T. Schaefer, her second. 23-14 BBE. Tigers will have a couple of subs in, and now here's another turnover. Kaylee Johnson, the pass was deflected, stolen by Brooklyn Fisher, and then Fisher kind of got tangled up with Johnson, came down, kind of bopped the back of her head a little bit with her ponytail, but she's all right. The foul going to be called on Kaylee Johnson, her second. Ariana Burns, Alora Dahl back in for Pine River-Backus. Johnson and Hannikin take a rest. Grace Jackson returns for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. T. Schaefer, Yeager, Hagen, Jackson, and Brooklyn Fisher, the five on the floor for the Jaguars. With a 9-point lead, here's a drive by Adley Hagen, and it's turned over and knocked away. Buchers picks up her third steal. Tigers, Buchers inside, Burns, quick shot, no, but a foul. One thing I really like about Ariana Burns, there's been a couple shots that she's kind of off balance, not really scoring up to the basket, but one thing I do like is that she gets the ball on her fingertips and she is immediately going to the basket. Doesn't have that power dribble, doesn't bring the ball down. She gets it and she's making the move to score. She gets a trip to the free throw line with the foul on T. Schaefer, her second. She's replaced by Tiffany Dingman as Burns missed on the first free throw. Second one on the way for the sophomore. That one is good. 23-15. Burns had just 1 point last night in the overtime loss to Sabika for the Tigers. BBE breaks the PRB press. Jackson, jump pass. Dingman, right side, high off the window and good. And that is nearly textbook press break for the BBE Jaguars. And now Tulenchik tries to underhand the pass, and Yeager tips it out of bounds. Hannikin will come in after a short rest for Burns. 5:07 to go in half number one. 25-15, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. PRB won the B squad 43-41. Hannikin inside looking for Buchers. Buchers on the block. Turns, nothing there. Kicks it out. Alora Dahl, spot three. Short. Rebound tapped and loose. Picked up by Jackson. BBE basketball up ahead. Here's Yeager ahead of the pack, and another fast break bucket for BBE on a great look ahead by Jackson. 3 assists off the bench. Yeager gets her first points, and it's the largest lead so far for the Jaguars at a dozen. 4:35 to go in the first half. Tigers work the right side to Tulenchik. Up top to Buchers, inside Hannikin. Hannikin making the drive across the lane, tried to zip it to Alora Dahl on a little kick out, and Brooklyn Fisher was once again on duty and slapped it out of bounds. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, Your Live Event, Radio, all helping us bring you tonight's action, including Trustworthy Components and Plumbing, etc. of Pine River. Alora Dahl with the drive. Lob pass almost too high for younger sister Ella Dahl. Ella working on the right side. Shot clock down to 6. Here's Ella with the runner. That one over everything. Sorry, Tulenchik throws it up at the buzzer, and the play continues. BBE just about let it go as they heard the buzzer of the shot clock, but Tulenchik's shot hit the rim right as the shot clock hit 0. That's one of those situations everybody's trying to get used to. On the other end, a quick three by Anna Yeager, and that one short. Tulenchik rebounds. 3:48 to go in the first half. 27-15 BBE. Pine River-Backus basketball. Alora Dahl to Hannikin at the high post. She's going to drive in, crashes into Brooklyn Fisher, and they'll get a block. And the block call is coming because Brooklyn Fisher had her heels on the restricted arc underneath the basket. She had position, but she was on the arc, and therefore it's an automatic body call. And she picks up her first personal, sending Brianna Hannikin to the line for the 4th time tonight. First one, nothing but nylon. Love those free throws that don't even hit the rim, just a nice little right through the net. Hannikin's shot a lot of free throws early on, and there's 2 more perfect free throws for Brianna Hannikin. She has 8 points, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, and now we're going to get a foul as Mimi Buchers kind of went through Grace Jackson trying to pick up a steal. Instead, she'll pick up her first personal and put BBE into the bonus. Both teams now with 7 team fouls. Pine River-Backus will send in junior Aaliyah Lewis for the first time. She'll replace Ella Dahl. Foul on Buchers is her first. Here's a 1-and-1 for Grace Jackson. Senior off the bench, no points, but 3 assists. Couple of really nice down-court passes. And she is on the score sheet as well. As the first free throw is good, she will earn the bonus. McGregor boys taking on Bram, and at the half, Bram leads 48-28 on KKI and FM. And now the second free throw missed. Brianna Hannikin collects the rebound for Pine River-Backus. 11-point BBE lead, 3:25 to go, opening half here in Pine River. Lewis on the right side gets a screen from Buchers. Gives it up to Hannikin, left side on the wing to Alora Dahl. Alora gonna drive, puts up the runner, some contact, and it was blocked. Give the 5'4", that's right, 5'4" Anna Yeager a block on that one. She got it as Alora Dahl was coming up. Here's Buchers on the inbound shot, no, but a foul. And that'll be on Adley Hagen, and Buchers will go to the free throw line for a pair. So Hagen picks up her first. And Mimi Buchers at the line. 6 points last night. 2 for 3 from the free throw line. First one short. And the Tigers as a team, 17 of 36 last night in the loss. And that makes that loss sting a little bit more when you don't take advantage of those opportunities. Second free throw hits almost every part of the rim and rolls off to the right. Rebound to Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. BBE has led by as many as 12. They lead by 11. Now pass inside, Hannikin read it well, and a steal. Another takeaway for the Tigers D. Tulinchek to Buchers, sets, fires for 3, no good, rolls off the front, and the rebound to Hagen. BBE quickly back the other way. Tigers do a better job getting back, except here's Brooklyn Fisher, and the Tigers will get a gift. Fisher didn't quite handle the entry pass cleanly, went to dribble and went kind of rolling off her fingertips and hit the floor and bounced out of bounds. Turnover number 13 in the first half on BBE. Tigers have committed just 6 turnovers in this first half after committing 17 in the first half last night. Here's Aaliyah Lewis, ball through her hand. She hit a big 3 for the Tigers in the first half last night, right at the end of the half. Shot clock at 15, Tigers work the offense. 2:20 to go in the first half. 28-17, here's the lob in. Here's Buchers into Hannikin, and she is fouled. Hagen thought it was all ball, but the official saw it different. And Hagen will foul Hannikin and send her to the free throw line for the 5th time here in this first half. Hannikin sets as the crowd quiets to a slight whisper, and the first free throw is good. She is connected on 7 in a row. Tigers only have 4 field goals in this first half, compared to 11 for BBE. Second free throw, oh, there's the announcer jinx, rolled off to the right, and as BBE pulls down the rebound, Coach Christina Anderson is going to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We will do the same. 2:13 to go in the first half. It is 28-18. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa up by 10 here on KOKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Hannikin Insurance.
2:13 on the first half clock. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa with a 28-18 lead. One tie, 5 lead changes. We were going back and forth early on. It was 7-6 Pine River-Backus when BBE went on a 10-0 run, and they've pretty much kept their distance since. BBE's been saddled a little with turnovers. Pine River-Backus just has not found the groove offensively shooting. Here's a nice pass across to Dingman, and that one knocked out of bounds. Last touch by BBE, another turnover. As for the first time, we see 5'10 freshman Tegan Dingman in. Tried a bounce pass to older sister Tiffany, or well, I shouldn't assume that's older sister, but tried a bounce pass to Tiffany, and then it was knocked out of bounds. Aloradal, Elladal, Buchers, Tulinchek, and Hannikin. Starting 5 on the floor for the PRB Tigers. Down 10, under 2 to play here in the first half. Elladal between the circles, being watched by Tiffany Dingman. To the right side to Aloradal, driving in on the blocks. A little bump of Jackson. Fadeaway is well short of the mark. Good help defense down in the paint again by BBE. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Jackson after a fake. Jackson in the lane. Got it swiped away by Tulinchek. Loose ball picked up by Tegan Dingman. Her shot short against good defensive pressure by Buchers. And then after Brianna Hannikin got the rebound, she tried to outlet a pass to Aloradal. Anna Yeager was creeping in, and it caused Hannikin to hesitate and travel. Turnover, PRB. 1:20 to play first half. Lob pass, Brooklyn Fisher. Quick shot. This one rolls around and out. Yeager, offensive rebound. Shot, no. Tulinchek might have gotten a piece. And then we have a rebound for Pine River-Backus and a foul called on Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Foul is going to be on Tiffany Dingman. And with PRB now in the double bonus, it's 2 shots on the other end for the senior Aloradal. Alora sets and fires the first one and gets a friendly home roll, and that is much to the relief of Aloradal. I know she won't like me saying this, but it is a fact of last night. Went 1 for 10 from the free throw line. Second one in and out, and the rebound to Tegan Dingman. 28-19. 68 seconds to play in the first half. Yeager inside, and that's going to be a foul as Mimi Buchers again tried to cut off the pass, was a little late, and then ended up almost going through Tiffany Dingman. She picks up the personal. That will be her second. It's a 1-and-1 for the sophomore Tiffany Dingman, and she knocks it down. BBE as a team 6 for 7 from the free throw line, back to a double-digit lead. Tiffany with 3 points now off the bench. Second one on the way, and good. 30-19, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Keeping with the full court press, Aloradal checks in with Coach Shealy. Crosses the half-court stripe. Tulinchek on the right side. Jackson right there with her. And now Hannikin on the pick and roll, wide open underneath. And finally the Tigers will kind of break a long drought with field goals. Hadn't made a field goal since a 3 made it 21-14. Now it's 30-21, and we're going to have a foul on Elladal. Tegan Dingman trying to bring the ball across half court. Actually, not Dingman. They're going to get the Anna Yeager was the recipient of the foul, so she's going to be at the line. It's a 1-and-1, and the first one off the front of the rim. And it's taken by Mimi Buchers. Foul on Elladal was her first on the other end. Offensive foul, and the Tigers will turn it over. That'll be number 8 in the first half, as they're going to have an offensive foul called on Brianna Hannikin, trying to clear some space for Aloradal. 36 seconds to go here in the first half, so the shot clock is still in effect. 30-21 BBE. Here's Yeager. Pass on the near sideline to Jackson. Jackson to Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn down the right side. Off balance shot. No. Rebound tapped out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Tegan Dingman. Pine River-Backus basketball as Burns will come in for Hannikin. You don't want to chance Hannikin picking up her third foul here late in the first half. Faith Rademacher had 2 early fouls for BBE. We have not seen her since, so both teams have shown some depth. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off as here's Mimi Buchers driving left side, too strong. And Tiffany Dingman on the rebound. She tries to outlet the pass, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by BBE. 15 first half turnovers on Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Pine River-Backus with a chance to get some momentum if they can knock down a shot here. Inbounds to Ella Dahl. Shot clock, no shot clock, 10 seconds, and we're going to have an offensive foul again. They're going to get Mimi Buchers for an illegal screen. That will be number 3 on the sophomore Buchers. So 8 seconds to go. Kaylee Johnson quickly off the bench to replace Buchers. 8 seconds to go for BBE here in the first half. Pine River-Backus applying full court press. Tegan Dingman, the inbounds, and they go up to Brooklyn Fisher. 5 seconds to go. She throws it behind Yeager, and it's going to go out of bounds. And Pine River-Backus will have a chance to hit a bucket with 0.6 on the clock. Coach Shealy making sure everybody knows that the time, and now Anna Yeager is going to have to check out as she's hit the deck a couple of times here in the first half, and she needs to come out due to a cut on her right knee. So with less than a second to go, Casey Fisher will check in, and Yeager will start getting patched up just before they head to halftime. So 0.6, you do have just enough time to catch and shoot. The officials are checking the floor just to make sure no blood dripped on the floor. They're good to go. Sawyer Chulinchik on the far sideline to inbound it. Last play of the first half. She tries to throw it in, and it's intercepted by Tegan Dingman. They tried to get Ella Dahl on a back screen, but Tegan Dingman, the freshman, read that one beautifully, and the first half ends with a turnover. After 18 minutes here on this Friday night for high school girls basketball, at the break, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa 30, Pine River-Backus 21. The halftime recap starts next here from the Cub Foods Brainerd and Baxter KLKS studios and on yourliveevent.com. This is high school girls basketball.
Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boost
situation is secure.
Devin Kruger back with you. It is halftime here in Pine River as the Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa Jaguars trying to make it 8 straight over the PRB Tigers. The Jaguars have the lead here at the break, 30-21. Devin Kruger here back with you. Again, thanks to all of our great sponsors for helping us bring you tonight's action. Got a halftime score for PRB boys. They're starting the season at Monaga. Monaga leads 38-31 at the break. Pequot Lakes boys fall at Detroit Lakes tonight by a slim margin, 58-56. McGregor, the girls, get the win over Silver Bay, 70-28. At the half, Bram leading the McGregor boys, 48-28. Here in Pine River for girls hoops, 30-21. In favor of the Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa Jaguars, looking to go 2-0 to start the season. And the first half, last night, pretty rough to get into any flow. Once again, tonight we have two teams that like to play a lot of aggressive defense. We haven't seen the calls quite as tight, but I also think both teams have done a little better job of moving their feet. It got a little sluggish at the end of the first half. I do think part of that is Pine River-Backus. They're pressing. They're trying to come back. They have not shot the ball well from the floor. And I do believe we're seeing a little bit of the tired legs starting to settle in, with this being the third game of the week and playing an overtime game last night for Pine River-Backus. So hopefully they're really getting well rested, getting juiced up for the second half. For PRB, getting all those fluids in to get the energy level back up. But an entertaining first half, a little better flow. Yes, we had plenty of fouls and free throws. Yes, we had the turnovers, but certainly not like last night where just it seemed like there was a whistle or a stoppage every 10 to 15 seconds. We've seen some decent flow, two teams that are trying to get up and down the floor. It was a good battle early on. In fact, we had the tie at 2. Then we had 5 lead changes, as it was 4-2 BBE, 5-4 Pine River-Backus, 6-5, 7-6. That's how it went. When it was 7-6 in favor of Pine River-Backus, that's when BBE went on the one key run that we saw in the first half. Got some of those layups that Coach Tucker Sheely was hoping to avoid seeing in the first half. Brooklyn Fisher got into some good spots down low, got a couple of chances at the free throw line, got some buckets. BBE was able to beat the Tigers back. They had a couple of really nice fast break buckets in the first half, and part of that led to the 10-0 run that pushed BBE up to 16-7. Shortly after, it was a double-digit lead, 19-9 in favor of the Jaguars. They led by as many as 12 at 27-15. And for Pine River-Backus, they've had a lot of extra opportunities. BBE has committed a lot. Well, not a lot. The gap closed a little bit, but for a stint there, BBE had way more turnovers than the Tigers, but the Tigers just could not convert those into points. Again, just not shooting that well from the floor. So BBE, with that, has been able to just kind of maintain that cushion of around 10 points, and of course, leading at 9 here at the break. So that's kind of that first half recap. We'll go through the numbers when we come back. It is 30-21. 30-21. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa is on top of Pine River-Backus. More on our halftime recap coming right up here on KOKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
PRBBoosterClub1@gmail.com. Meetings on the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
And we're back with you here in Pine River, 30-21. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa is in front at the half. Let's go through the first half numbers. Turnovers, BBE committed 16 in the first half. Pine River-Backus with 10. From the rebounding standpoint, again, talked about the struggles shooting for PRB, and they're not getting any extra chances from the offensive glass. BBE has a 24-10 rebounding edge in the first half, 4-1 in favor of the Jaguars in offensive rebounds, so really not a whole lot of offensive rebounds overall to be had in the first half. From the free throw line, BBE 7 of 9 in the first half. I just realized I didn't count up Pine River-Backus. They attempted 16. They hit 9, so 9 of 16 in the first half for Pine River-Backus. Individually, PRB being led again in the first half by Brianna Hannikin. She has 11 points. She actually leads all scorers. Now, I think a key for PRB, she has to get that offense and keep some offensive prowess going in that second half. Then we go 5 points for Elladall, 3 for Mimi Buchers, who has 3 steals, just 1 point for Alora Dahl, and 1 point off the bench for Ariana Burns. Sawyer Tulinchek, who led the Tigers with 15 last night, no points in the first half. She does have a couple of steals. For BBE, 10 points for senior Brooklyn Fisher, a couple of assists as well. She's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 7 points for Adley Hagen, 4 points for Tiffany Dingman off the bench, 2 apiece for Anna Yeager, who has a couple of assists. Bree T. Schaefer, who has 2 assists. Casey Fisher off the bench with 2. Faith Rademacher with 2, but then she had 2 early fouls and sat a big chunk of the first half. And then 1 point, 3 assists off the bench for Grace Jackson. 30-21, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa has the lead. Pine River-Backus will have the ball when we go to the second half after a quick break. This is girls basketball on KLKS and yourliveevent.com.
Celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at shruppexcavating.com.
Excavating.com.
We are back, and surprisingly, they didn't let the halftime clock run all the way down to 0. There was about a minute left when I took the quick 30-second break, and both teams came out on the court, and they just said, okay, let's play. And Pine River-Backus comes to the near side, and there is a tie-up. So an early turnover for Pine River-Backus. 30-21 in favor of BBE. Devin Kruger here with you, Friday Night Girls Hoops. Here's a pass to Hagen. Hagen on the left side. Pine River-Backus, who played zone for much of the first half, going to man-to-man, and they get another turnover on BBE as the foot slid for Faith Rademacher. And Pine River-Backus gets the takeaway. Each team turns it over on their opening possession here in half number 2. BBE continues the full court press. And these two teams have played at least once every year. Coach Anderson for BBE kind of half laughed when she said, they always seem to find each other in the playoffs, which is true. Regular season and playoff meetings last year. But BBE 7-0 against the Tigers in the history of their series that dates back to the 2019-2020 season. Tigers with the shot clock at 8. Get it down to Buchers. Quick turn and a shot and a foul. Coach Anderson not happy as it's another trip to the free throw line, and that is quickly the 3rd foul on Faith Rademacher for the BBE Jaguars. And at the line is Mimi Buchers. 3 points in the first half, hit 1 from downtown. 0 for 2 on her lone trip to the free throw line, and she is short on the first. Buchers trying to get off the snide from the charity stripe. Second one is good. 4 points for the sophomore Buchers, 30-22 in favor of BBE. T. Schaefer across that timeline, zips it to Casey Fisher. My apologies, BBE fans. Here's Hagen inside to Casey Fisher. Left-hander, no. Rebound tipped. Hannikin jumping out of bounds. It goes off the foot of Yeager, and she knew it as the rebound will be awarded to Pine River-Backus. Stick around following the broadcast. We'll have our post-game recap, notes, numbers, and the awards with our big deal, Enbridge I Bring the Energy, and Pine River Family Market stars of the game. Elladall left side gets a screen from Hannikin, nicely defended by T. Schaefer. First minute and a half gone, second half. Here is Hannikin with the drive, the shot hard off the window, and it comes out. Brooklyn Fisher rebounds up the near side. Looking to drive, stops, nice pass. T. Schaefer on the weak side with the finish. Third assist for Brooklyn Fisher, 32-22 BBE. We have seen some very nice passes. Here's a quick shot on the other end, but Tulinchek, no. Offensive rebound, second chance off the mark for Elladall. And the rebound to Casey Fisher, trying to get a pass on the far sideline. T. Schaefer again, good control. He bounces left side. Hagen up and underneath. Buchers cannot, and boy, the girls come crashing down. Hannikin and Hagen tied up, and the possession arrow favors Pine River-Backus. Well, sometimes that gets a little scary when you have two players both holding on to the ball, trying to keep possession, and then falling flat on their backs. Thankfully, both girls popped right up. No heads off the wood. Pine River-Backus basketball. BBE with the full court press. Alora Dahl lost the handle, did a nice job not to reach up and carry over the basketball. She crosses the timeline, goes near side to Tulinchek. Screen, there's the pick and roll from Buchers. Well defended. Now Buchers off a back screen from Alora Dahl. Got the pass from Hannikin, and she is fouled. I think that might be on Hagen, and that will be number 3 on Adley Hagen, the junior. And Mimi Buchers right back to the free throw line. Sets and fires the first one. That one perfect. And indeed, Jackson will come in for Hagen. Next up for the PRB Tigers, Tuesday versus Nevis on the front end of a doubleheader. I will be back again for that one. The second free throw off the mark, rolls out, jump ball, and the rebound to BBE. The Tigers of PRB will host the 10th ranked Nevis Tigers in the girls game first. Pregame set for 5:40. And then the PRB boys hosting Crosby Ironton. All the action on Skeeter 101.5, rjbroadcasting.com, and again, video streamed at yourliveevent.com as Brooklyn Fisher finds Grace Jackson in the lane for the bucket. Jackson, the senior, with 3 off the bench, and BBE up 34-23. 3 minutes gone, and here's a Laura Dahl pass intercepted by Casey Fisher. BBE crosses the timeline. Here's a double team and a trap out on the far side, and a foul. Ella Dahl and Sawyer Tulinchek tried to trap Jackson, but they reached in, and the foul is going to go against Ella Dahl. That'll be her second. 3 minutes off the clock, half number 2. It was 30-21 BBE at the break. Not much either way in the first 3 minutes. 34-23 Jaguars. Brooklyn Fisher, right side, 15-footer, baseline, and she hits. Nice looking shot by the senior Brooklyn Fisher. She's got a dozen, and it's the biggest lead tonight for BBE at 13. Tulinchek, high screen, Hannikin looking for the pick and roll. Now the entry pass, and that's going to be Casey Fisher reaching through Hannikin, picking up the foul. That will be number 3 on the sophomore Fisher. Tigers will inbound on the baseline underneath the basket. 3 team fouls on BBE here in the second half. Coach Anderson said one of the things that the Jaguars needed to work on was not getting foul trouble. Here's a quick 3 by Ella Dahl off the long inbounds, and that one off the front of the rim, and the long rebound out of bounds to BBE. Jaguars have Casey Fisher, Adley Hagen, and Faith Rademacher all with 3 personals. Mimi Buchers the only Tiger with 3 personals. 36-23. Tigers trying to put that pressure on, and they get the turnover. Hannikin steps in front of a pass for a steal. In the first half, the Tigers were unable to connect and convert the turnovers to points. Can they here? Tulinchek, there's the screen. They give it to Buchers at the free throw line. Looking for the entry pass, not there. Kicks it out to Alora Dahl. Alora cut off by Yeager, trying to lob it down to Buchers. Buchers in the lane, a crash into Jackson, and a blocking foul called on BBE. Jackson on the help defense called for the personal. That'll be her first. Couple of substitutions for some B squad players getting their first action. Leah Eveland, 8th grader, in for Pine River-Backus, and Maya Worms, 5'9" freshman, in for BBE. 13-point lead for the Jaguars, 36-23. Alora Dahl, right side, looking for the entry to Buchers. Steps, kicks it back out. Alora Dahl drives, and she's going to get hand-checked and fouled by Anna Yeager. And already team foul number 6 for BBE here in the second half. Correct that, team foul number 5. 13:42 on the clock. We have played less than 3, and I make that less than 4.5 minutes. 5 fouls on the BBE Jaguars. Buchers off the inbounds. One dribble, picks it up. Lobs it out to Alora Dahl. Shot clock at 15 for the Tigers of PRB. Eveland on the left side. Screen from Hannikin. Over to Alora Dahl. Alora fires the long 3. That one misses everything out of bounds, and the Jaguars have the basketball. BBE back in action on Tuesday as well. They had hit the road to Royalton. And they They had the ball just bouncing to Jackson when the buzzer sounded, as we have another first-time player for tonight's varsity game. 8th grader Ella Brewer checks in. She'll replace Buchers. So the Tigers getting younger with a couple of 8th graders out on the floor. Radio coverage for PRB this year, brought to you in part by Plumbing Etc. and Trustworthy Components, along with all the ads and features that you hear throughout the broadcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all the sponsors. Jackson, a ball through T. Schaefer's hands, picks it up, and that's a double dribble. Turnover number 20 tonight on BBE, and they're pretty fortunate that the Tigers have not shot the ball well and haven't been able to take advantage. BBE still hanging on to a 13-point lead. Seems like we're kind of stuck in the mud on the scoreboard a little bit, 36-23. BBE's defense has been really good with ball pressure, especially on the perimeter. Brewer going into Hannikin, double team. Great help defense by Jackson. Hannikin saves it. They kick it out. Evelyn wants three. Front iron, no. Rebound tapped, and BBE collects it. T. Schaefer fights through a double team. Up to Jackson. Jackson hits the brakes. Over to T. Schaefer. She's got the open look. She'll step into the three. Front iron, no. Hannikin rebounds for Pine River-Backus. Alora Dahl coming up the right side. Yeager trying to cut her off. Alora Dahl crosses over, tried to go to Evelyn. Nobody was there. T. Schaefer on the far side, and it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Tulenchek. Pine River-Backus turns it over. 12:35 to go here in half number 2. 36-23. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. Long road trek when these two teams face each other, that's for sure, but they love the matchup. It's a great rivalry in a number of sports. It has been the last few years, and a big section matchup. Grace Jackson, right side, being watched by Brewer. Jackson into the lane. Here's Brooklyn Fisher. Pump faked the long two and tried to drive around and got fouled by Brianna Hannikin. That'll be number 3 on Hannikin. So once again, we see those foul numbers starting to climb up. Subs in for both teams. Ariana Burns back in for Pine River-Backus. Tiffany Dingman back in for the BBE Jaguars. Jaguars inbound. T. Schaefer, baseline right. Lobs it up top to Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn now going to take the three over Evelyn, and she rattles it home. Timeout, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. The first 3 of the second half, courtesy of Brooklyn Fisher, and that gives BBE a 16-point advantage with 12:07 to go here in the second half. BBE with their biggest lead, 39-23. We are back. More basketball action right after this on YourLiveEvent.com, KLKS Talk 100, and RJBroadcasting.com.
Bates at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
We are back here. Devin Kruger with you in Pine River. Pine River-Backus boys were trailing 38-31 at Monaga at the half. Girls trailing BBE now by 16 with 6 minutes gone. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa has outscored Pine River-Backus 9-2 so far in the second half. Here's an entry pass to Buchers in the lane. Tries to spin, puts a shot up under heavy duress, and it's out of bounds, airballed to Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. The Tigers are doing a good job of getting the ball to the post, but they have not been able to finish in the post. T. Schaefer almost double dribbled. Jackson to Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn down the right side. Stop and pop from 12. That one just short. Ariana Burns, good block out on the rebound. Leah Eveland under the pressure. And T. Schaefer with the steal. PRB turnover. Brooklyn Fisher in the lane. The spin, the shot. No, she thought she was fouled and gets up a little bit slow. Coach Anderson can't believe there wasn't a foul called. Pine River-Backus on the other end. Ariana Burns near side, and we have a scramble, and we have a tie-up. The possession arrow favors Pine River-Backus. Anna Yeager with her right knee now taped up very late in the first half. Had to go out and had to get taped up with a cut. Inbounds to Buchers, looking inside to Burns. Buchers lobs it in. Burns underneath. Shot, no, but a foul. Tiffany Dingman will pick up the personal. And Ariana Burns will be at the free throw line for a pair. 1 for 2 for her only point tonight, and that was in the first half. Team foul number 6 on BBE. PRB only 2 fouls so far this second half. Burns' first free throw is true. Stops a little 7-0 spurt for BBE. Adley Hagan will come back in, and she'll replace Grace Jackson. Second one for Burns. That one is short, did not catch the rim, and the rebound will be awarded to BBE. Tigers with some full court press. Tulinchek, Buchers, Burns, 3 sophomores, along with Laura Dahl, the senior, and Leah Evelyn, an 8th grader. Brooklyn Fisher driving right side. Ariana Burns, good help defense, some contact, no call. Rebound PRB. Long pass down court. Laura Dahl, left side, puts it up and in. That's the first field goal tonight for Laura Dahl, 39-26. T. Schaefer, a wild pass to Yeager in the far side corner. Did a nice job just saving that from going out of bounds. BBE now hurrying a little bit. Coach Anderson talked about she didn't want the Jaguars to get rushed on offense. Here's Adley Hagan. One dribble, left side corner, hands it off to T. Schaefer into the lane. And there is a nice look by T. Schaefer. The ball rolls out, though, as trying to get the quick shot inside was Tiffany Dingman. And then on the rebound, Brooklyn Fisher was behind and tried to reach over Alora Dahl. Got her in the back of the head. That is an automatic whistle. That'll be number 2 on Fisher, and Pine River-Backus is in the bonus at the 10:29 mark of the second half. Hannigan back in as Alora Dahl. First free throw, no. Missed it to the right, and BBE gets the rebound. 39-26, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa in front. T. Schaefer, and turnover again. Pine River-Backus' defense. Defensively, both of these teams are doing their job. They're doing it in different ways. Pine River-Backus is having a very rough night shooting the ball from the floor. BBE's ball pressure defense, they've been in their face, and Pine River-Backus has gotten the ball inside, but they've had to rush the shots. On the other end, Pine River-Backus defense has caused 21 turnovers. Here's Tulinchuk with a quick shot on the baseline. That one's short. She saves the rebound, but into the hands of T. Schaefer. T. Schaefer, left side, off-balance shot, no. Rebound tipped and controlled by Burns. Evelyn, long pass, and that one off the mark. Bodies crashing and slashing everywhere. Pine River-Backus eventually gets the ball in the half court. Ariana Burns with a drive and a kick to Evelyn. 39-26 BBE, 9:50 to go in the second half. Sorry, Tulinchuk, double team, lobs it down, Hannigan underneath, shot. This one rolls off to the right. Tiffany Dingman with the rebound, the long outlet to Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn, patient, holds the ball and lets the rest of her Jaguar teammates catch up. Now here's a feed inside. Fisher got the bucket, counted and one on the feed from Anna Yeager. Fisher with the bucket and one. The foul, I believe, is on Sawyer Tulinchuk. If it is, that'll be number 3, and that is exactly who they called it on. Ella Dahl, Ella Brewer, back in for Pine River-Backus. Casey Fisher returns for BBE. Free throw for Fisher, around and off the left side, rebounded by Brewer. She cannot get the three-point play. The lead is 15, 41-26. Ella Dahl, 5 points tonight, all in the first half. High pressure from T. Schaefer. Ella Brewer to Alora Dahl. High screen. Brewer calling for it. The pass and take it away. Good read, good tip. Help defense on the spot again. Tiffany Dingman. 5th turnover this half, 15th in the game for PRB. Here's a quick three. Anna Yeager, left side, and she knocks it down. 18-point advantage for the visiting Jaguars of BBE. Brooklyn Fisher with her 5th assist tonight. Ella Dahl, right side. And PRB's offense just flat out struggling in all phases tonight. Ella Dahl back out to the perimeter. Lobs it in, looking for Hannigan. Hannigan, 11 first half points, dribbled it off her foot, and it's turned over. And again, it's been, well, not only quiet for Hannigan, quiet for everybody here in the second half. Kaylee Johnson returns for PRB, and now we'll have a new player coming in for BBE. 5'5", 8th grader Macy Raring checks in. She'll replace T. Schaefer. T. Schaefer, 4 points, 2 assists, but she's had a fairly solid game outside of some forced turnovers. Now here's a pass, and Raring somehow saved it on the near side to Casey Fisher, and BBE back up top. Brooklyn Fisher over to Yeager. 8:20, and Yeager tried to lob it back into Fisher, cutting down the right side. Pass floats too high. BBE 6 turnovers here in the second half, both teams with 6. As Hagen returns for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. 22nd turnover tonight for BBE. PRB basketball. Hannigan to Elladal. And Ella driving, and has a little hesitation. Step for step with her was Raring, and Raring bumps her and picks up the foul, putting Elladal at the free throw line for the first time tonight. Bram boys basketball gets the win over McGregor, 81-45. Ella Dahl, 5 points tonight again for the sophomore. First free throw up, and this one in true, 44-27. Was a 9-point game at the half. BBE just kind of very slowly pulling away. Ella trying to at least try to get PRB started. Hits both free throws, 44-28. 16-point lead, and they're trying to go after the youngster Raring with it. BBE breaks the press, and there's a beautiful give and go. Adley Hagen gets the bucket, her first this half. She has 9 on a terrific give and go feed with Casey Fisher. And then BBE knocks the inbounds pass out of bounds. 46-28, BBE with 8 minutes to go in the contest. Trying to win their 8th straight against the PRB Tigers and send the Tigers to an 0-3 start. Alora Dahl goes off the screen, dribbles in, kicks it out. Elladal lines up for 3. That one well short. Tigers have hit just 2 threes tonight, both in the first half. BBE, there's a great look ahead and an easy layup as Hagen this time. The long pass ahead. Brooklyn Fisher with the bucket. Fisher with 17. The lead is 20, and a timeout by Pine River-Backus. 7:39 to go in the second half. BBE now taking control, 48-28. As we return after this from the Cub Foods KOKS Studios and RJBroadcasting.com, this is girls basketball.
And we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com.
Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Devin Kruger back with you. Pine River-Backus boys fall in their season opener at Monaga. A close one over there at the home of the Braves, 63-56. PRB inbounds, if they need a run bad, they need it quick as well. Down 20 with 7.5 to play. Pine River-Backus has been held to just 7 points this half by the BBE defense. So Tulenchek, Kaylee Johnson into the corner to Alora Dahl. Jaguars' perimeter defense has been very aggressive and very successful. Tulenchek with a pump fake, got Hagen in the air. Tulenchek drives and scores. First points tonight for the sophomore, Sawyer Tulenchek. And now a pass, and Kaylee Johnson knocks it loose. A steal for PRB. Now Alora Dahl launches a 3. That one off the front of the iron. Well, that would have got the PRB fans really jacked up. And now a fight for the ball. We're going to have a foul called as, again, 2 players spill onto the floor, and Sawyer Tulenchek picks up the foul after the BBE rebound. Why, if Alora would have drained that three, that crowd would have come alive awfully fast. Foul on Tulinchek is her fourth. PRB bench late to get a sub in, so she's on the court with 4. Now here's a pass almost airmailed. Nice job by Faith Rademacher. Pass tipped away by Hannikin. Another steal. Kaylee Johnson to Tulinchek. Tulinchek down to Hannikin. Hannikin, the shot in the lane is off the mark, but a foul going to be called on Adley Hagan. That'll be her 4th. Hannikin to the free throw line looking for her first points this half after leading all scorers with 11 after the first frame. 9 team fouls on BBE, 4 on Pine River-Backus. And the first free throw for Hannikin is good. Buchers will replace Tulinchek for the Tigers of PRB. Casey Fisher, T. Schaefer back in for BBE. Hannikin's second free throw up and good. Got them both. Has matched her point total from last night at 13. Pine River-Backus continuing to put full court press on. And here's a little shovel pass in. Brooklyn Fisher, good pass over to T. Schaefer, but it went through her hands and it's taken away by Alora Dahl. Another takeaway for the PRB defense. Buchers looking for Hannikin, kicks it out. Ella Dahl sets high, arcing three, way short. T. Schaefer with the rebound and running. Up ahead to Rademacher, to Brooklyn Fisher, right side, and she scores. Good down court passing again by the BBE Jaguars. Another transition basket, 50-32. BBE with 6:13 to go. Ella Dahl on the other end. Bounces it to Hannikin. Down inside to Buchers. Buchers, the turn, the little shot. That one too hard off the window. Alora Dahl, offensive rebound, and then going to be a push and a foul. And it's going to be double bonus for Alora Dahl and PRB. Fouls on T. Schaefer, that's her 3rd. And Coach Christina Anderson said in the pregame she wanted to see her team play without foul trouble tonight. Well, she is not getting that wish. First free throw for Alora Dahl, spins out. And the senior Dahl continues to struggle from the free throw line as Jackson is in now for BBE. She replaces Raring. Second free throw for Alora Dahl, back iron. That one is off the mark. BBE with the rebound. Here's the high pass to Brooklyn Fisher. Brooklyn, left side, Casey Fisher lines up the triple. This one off the left side. Rebound, T. Schaefer. Good hustle rebound. And she kicks it back out. 5:45 to play. T. Schaefer inside. Brooklyn Fisher shot no. Coach Anderson, I'm sure, wanted a foul. Casey Fisher, another offensive rebound. And she does draw the foul. The foul will be on Ella Dahl. That'll be her 3rd. Pine River-Backus has connected on only 7 field goals tonight. As the first free throw for Casey Fisher is up and good. Chance to push that lead back to 20 as Sawyer Tulinchek checking back in for PRB. Second free throw is up and good. 4 points off the bench for the sophomore Fisher. 52-32 in favor of Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. It was 30-21 at the half. 22-11. BBE has extended the lead in the second half. You pick and roll, Sawyer Tulinchek in the lane with the runner, spins around and drops. 52-34. Grace Jackson splitting defenders. Jackson lost the handle, did not have controls, and now hands it off to T. Schaefer through traffic with bumps, and T. Schaefer with the scoop and score. 6 points for T. Schaefer. And BBE answers. Under 5 to play, and Alora Dahl bumped. Great trap by half court, but T. Schaefer took a step too much and went chest to chest, bumping Alora Dahl. That'll be number 4 on T. Schaefer. So T. Schaefer and Hagen each have 4 for BBE. Then you've got Casey Fisher and Faith Rademacher each with 3. Double bonus for the senior Alora Dahl, and the first one too strong. Anna Yeager will come back in for the BBE Jaguars. Second free throw for the senior, a little too strong again, and boy, it's not missing by much, but everything off the mark, and now the rebound knocked out of bounds, last touched by Pine River-Backus. Evelyn will come in for Johnson. Evelyn, Tulinchek, Hannikin, Bukers, and Alora Dahl, the 5 on the floor. Tigers continuing to press defensively. They've worked very hard defensively. Jaguars at times have broken the press beautifully, and other times they have 2-3 turnovers in a row, and there's a turnover as Hannikin collects her 4th steal, stepping in front of a pass. PRB basketball. 4:33 to go. Time is now a major enemy of the Tigers as well. Brooklyn Fisher ends up on the deck, and now here's a drive and a foul called against BBE again. This one will go against Grace Jackson, her 2nd. And it's going to be Sawyer Tulinchek at the free throw line. First trip to the charity stripe, and once again we have a game filled with free throws here, back-to-back nights here at Pine River. Last night, Sabika attempted 53 free throws by my tally, as Tulinchek's first free throw is short. The Tigers do continue to struggle from the free throw line. I think they're shooting a little bit better percentage tonight. Tulinchek drops the second one through, 54-35. BBE with the lead and the basketball. Yeager, high lob pass to Jackson. Jackson into the middle to Casey Fisher. Casey to Brooklyn. Brooklyn right side. This one rolls off the front. Offensive rebound, Rademacher. Her shot no good. And then the rebound tapped out. Jaguars reset. Casey Fisher, quick shot 3, rattles out. Another offensive rebound, and we're going to have 2 players tied up, and we're going to have a foul, and they're going to have a double foul called as Mimi Bukers and Brooklyn Fisher got tangled up. It's going to be a double foul, so Brooklyn Fisher will pick up number 3 for BBE. Bukers will pick up number 4 for Pine River-Backus. And because BBE had the possession, now I think the officials are going to discuss whether it's straight up Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa's possession, or if they go to a jump ball, which would award the ball to Pine River-Backus. And now we're going to have the officials come to the scorer's table. 4:07 on the clock. Devin Kruger here with you on KOKS Pequot Lakes Breezy Point. 54-35. BBE in front. Ella Brewer will come in for Bukers. And after they think they're discussing both the shot clock and the possession arrow. So possession is going to stay with BBE, and they're not going to flip it as the inbounds of Brooklyn Fisher tipped away, and they're going to get a hook and a foul. It's going to go against Brooklyn Fisher. Now that is her 4th after the BBE turnover. And it'll be a double bonus on the other end. Well, the officials have 1 and 1 up. It's actually 2. It's 2 shots. 2 shots for Brianna Hannikin. So the foul trouble really starting to loom for BBE. If they lose a couple of key players, the question then would become, does Pine River-Backus have enough time to come back? Hagan will come in, and Brooklyn Fisher will exit for, I think, maybe the first, only the second, maybe only the second time tonight. She has 4. Hagan has 4, who just came back on to the court. T. Schaefer has 4. Hannikin, after missing the first free throw, hits the second. 54-36. Field goals have been few and far between for Pine River-Backus. Hagan with a great look down court. Rademacher the shot. Hannigan might have got a piece. Jackson the offensive rebound. Put back no. Third chance Hagan. That one partially blocked by Tulinchek. 3 chances for the Jaguars. They come up empty. 3:42 to go. Leah Eveland on the far side has it knocked away by Grace Jackson. PRB will inbound out near the corner. Tigers going to my right as I see it here in half number 2. 3:38 to go. Here's Alora Dahl. The feed from Tulinchek. 3, left side, and she buries it. Finally, a big shot there for the PRB Tigers. 54-39. Here's a long pass down court, and Yeager airmails it over Faith Rademacher. T. Schaefer is going to come back in for the Jaguars. She has 4 fouls. Bukers back in. Ella Dahl back in for PRB with 3:24 to go. Bukers and Tulinchek each have 4 fouls. It was 30-21 at the end of the half. It's 54-39 BBE, and now Ella Dahl lost the handle. We have a jump ball, and that's going to be turned back over to BBE. Jaguars have led by as many as 20 here in this second half on a couple of occasions. 48-28, 52-32, 54-34. Here's Adley Hagen, right side on the wing. Shot clock at 13. Yeager to the corner to T. Schaefer. Shot clock under 10. Hagen splits to defender, goes up, right side, banks it home. 11 for Adley Hagen. 56-39 with 3 to play here in Pine River. A very busy week for the PRB Tigers, but barring a very improbable comeback, an 0-3 start to the season. Eladahl over to Brianna Hannikin. Up top to Buchers. Buchers dribbles into the free throw lane, drives right side, little underhand scoop, no, and the good block out underneath by Rademacher. Rebound and then a steal. Steal by Tulenchek, kicks out Eladahl, long two, no, off the front of the rim. And then PRB gets another second chance. Buchers to Aloradal. Alora driving in, little bump with Yeager, but Yeager did a nice job to cut her off. I like the no call. Aloradal, quick shot, right side wing for 3, no. Rademacher there for the rebound again. T. Schaefer, triple teamed, jump pass, Casey Fisher, 2:12 to go. Hagen off her foot out to Yeager. Yeager will now slow it up. Pine River-Backus giving a kind of a 1-2-2 zone look. If you're BBE, you could probably pull the ball out. BBE hasn't really done that. Now they go inside. Casey Fisher, turnaround shot, no, but she's bumped and fouled. That might be it for Mimi Buchers. Buchers fouled out with a minute 12. Nope, that's not on Buchers. It's on Alora Dahl. That will be her first team foul number 6 on Pine River-Backus. Casey Fisher, 2 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. First one good. The sophomore off the bench now has 5 points. Tiffany Dingman will come back in for BBE. Tuesday, we're back here again on yourliveevent.com with a doubleheader. Pine River-Backus takes on Nevis on the girls' side, Crosby Ironton on the boys' side. Coverage beginning at 5:40 on yourliveevent.com and radio coverage on Skeeter 101.5. Maya Worms checks back in for the BBE Jaguars, who have a 58-39 lead with a minute 50 to go. On the far side, they get to Eladahl. Deep on the wing, up top to Aloradal. Looking into Hannikin. Hannikin, another big first half, a light second half. Rebound, the shot too strong. Maya Worms rebounds. Up ahead to Yeager. Yeager to T. Schaefer. Misses on the left side. Buchers with the PRB rebound. PRB trying to push it, had it stolen away from Yeager. Turnover number 8 this half, 18 in the game on PRB, but BBE turns it back over. That's turnover number 30 on Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. And Coach Christina Anderson going deeper in the bench as Bree Rademacher, 5'5" sophomore, checks in for the first time. Now every BBE player dressed, getting some time on the floor. Minute 20 to go. BBE has this one pretty much sealed up. They'll go to 2-0 to start the season. 1-0 in section play. Tigers will drop to 0-3 overall, 0-2 in 5A section play. Final 65 seconds. Alora Dahl driving down to the baseline. Drops it back to Buchers. Buchers with the drive. Buchers with the scoop, and she finally connected on one of those runners down the right side. She has 7. 50 seconds to go. Of course, the Tigers not going to foul, but they want to finish it out and play strong defense. Tiffany Dingman up to Raring. Raring to the far side. Worms is looking for a pick and roll. Nothing was there. They come to the near side to Rademacher. Inside, T. Schaefer, a little 6-footer in the lane, left it short. And the rebound to Pine River-Backus with 30 to go. Eladahl to Aloradal. Alora trying to drive to baseline. She lost the handle and turned it over. T. Schaefer, and she's going to be fouled by Tulenchek, and Sawyer Tulenchek is going to foul out with 22 seconds to go. Fouls out with 5 points, 3 steals, 2 assists. Team foul number 7 on Pine River-Backus, so with 22 seconds to go and a 58-41 lead for BBE. Bree T. Schaefer is at the line for a 1-1. Now Leah Eveland will come in and replace Tulenchek. Now T. Schaefer setting up for the front end of the 1-1. It's on the way. It's off to the right side. Hannikin, good block out and rebound. Alora Dahl across the timeline with 16 to play. To the right side to Eveland. Eveland looking inside. There's Hannikin. The shot. This one too strong. Maya Worms coming in on the coverage. Rebound BBE. Final 5 seconds. T. Schaefer will bounce it inside to Worms. Worms will put it up and in. And the buzzer sounds. This one is final. Here in Pine River, a 3-game week, unfortunately for the Tigers, an 0-3 start as BBE wins their 8th straight against the PRB Tigers. Final score of this one, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa 60, Pine River-Backus 41. The postgame recap begins next here on yourliveevent.com and KLKS Radio.
And to watch a travel show or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop
for anything.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Back with you from the Cub Foods, Brainerd and Baxter KLKS studios. Devin Kruger here with you. Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa 8-0 against the Tigers since they started playing in the 2019-2020 season. They get the win 60-41. For BBE, a 2-0 start after the state team last year at 27-5. This one again had kind of some waves where it wasn't pretty. Second half had a little bit rough again for both teams. Just pushing tempo, defense in your face. Had a lot of fouls, had a lot of turnovers. But Pine River-Backus' offense just could not solve BBE's defense. Tried to get some things inside. They got a lot of passes inside the blocks, inside that post area, but they could not convert. They could not take advantage of some extra opportunities with BBE turnovers. And they struggled again from the free throw line. BBE just kind of slowly and steadily pulled away in the second half. A 9-point lead at the break turns into a 19-point win for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. The key run came in the first half. PRB was up 7-6 when BBE had a 10-0 run, went up 16-7. Had the lead as high as 12 in the first half. In the second half, Pine River-Backus actually scored first, and you were just waiting really for PRB to get a little bit hot from the floor. But the perimeter defense, very impressive for BBE. They interrupted some passing lanes. There really wasn't anything for clear outside shots, and the offense just simply struggled all around for Pine River-Backus. So BBE just kind of kept creeping up. They were up 16 with just about 6 minutes off the clock in the second half. It was a 39-23 lead for BBE. Tigers got a couple of scores, got it down to 13. BBE pushed it to 18 at 44-26, eventually led by as many as 20 and closed the gate on tonight's game. Brooklyn Fisher had a really nice night for BBE, very consistent play. Both teams definitely had to show their depth again, but I think Coach Anderson, she talked about the first game. Their depth was tested because of foul trouble. They had to do it again tonight, but they worked through it. They fought through the adversity, and they got the win, 60-41. Well, break. We'll take a look at the final stats. Our post-game interviews are coming up as well as BBE gets the win, 60-41 over the PRB Tigers tonight. Tigers boys, they lose their season opener at Monaga, 63-56. And we have more right after this on KOKS and yourliveevent.com.
Hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRB Schools.
The BBE Jaguars get the victory 60-41 over the PRB Tigers, awaiting some of the interviews, so let's go through the final numbers as I have them, as actually the interviewees are coming up here real soon. So the BBE Jaguars get the victory 60-41. It was 30-21 at the half, and then the Jaguars got the 30-20, outscored the Tigers in the second half for the victory as the BBE Jaguars, and then we're gonna do these on video too, ladies. So yes, you're gonna be kind of on TV. So we'll do that. We're first going to talk to our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, and we'll hand the mic here, and I'll turn this up. As senior guard Anna Yeager is our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. A 2-0 start your senior year. The season's getting underway. How did it feel making that long road trip up here to Pine River and coming away with a win?
It feels great. You know, we always love coming here. They're always a good section team for us to get our feet into our section. So the bus ride's a little long, but that's okay because we get a good game in anyway.
You know, Coach Anderson was talking about how this BBE team, you know, especially with a couple of seniors like you in Brooklyn here, stepping up after a state run, all the extra time, all the extra practices, how much do you feel that prepared you to come in and have a strong start to the season with a 2-0 week to begin?
I think it's prepared us a ton. We work a lot in the summer and in the off season with everybody just so we can get a feel. When we do have seniors leave like that had a huge impact on our program, it's really nice because our coach schedules so much stuff for us to get in the gym and have that time. That's really helpful.
Defensively, I was really impressed, especially with the perimeter defense, not allowing the Tigers, you know, really to get anything comfortable on offense. How much is this defense going to be the catalyst for this Jaguars team this year?
I think it's huge for us. Our defense oftentimes creates our offense, so we work really hard in practice on having our defense low, focusing on screens, focusing on certain things that'll help us be successful on the other side of the court.
You're one of 4 seniors on this club. With the seniors that left, what did you learn most about them in terms of being a leader on the team?
I think I learned to just always talk and communicate on the court because it helps a ton. We lost like a big part of our talk on defense, so we've been working on that a lot to improve it.
You had a 9-point lead at the half. You extended it. You got a big win, a big section win. Great game, Anna. Congratulations. Don't go too far. We'll have an award for you after we're done here. I'll let you pass the mic over to our big deal for tonight's game, and that is senior Brooklyn Fisher. I hit her for 21 points, 5 assists. With that defense creating some offense, I even noticed that you're a team that likes to run, even if you get a defensive rebound. You guys did get some really nice fast break points in transition. What are some of the key things, Brooklyn, you look for the Jaguars team to get out and beat the team back?
I feel like we condition a lot in practice and we do a lot of running, so that's really important and key for us to get up in transition. So just being in shape and talking and communicating, looking for our teammates up the floor.
Even though it's early in the season, when you did get those fast breaks and you did break the pressure with Pine River-Backus going full court, I was really impressed how at points of the game your passing was so crisp and how you were able to look up the floor. You were the benefactor of a number of those. What do you attribute that to early in the season where you can still find each other so quickly down the floor?
I feel like, again, just like talking and communicating and getting used to like your teammates. We do a lot of team bonding, so like we always talk to each other in school and stuff. So I feel like we're always like by each other, so that really helps us.
With the defense as aggressive as it is, I know one of the other things that Coach Anderson had said that you guys dealt with some foul trouble in the first game. You had to deal with it again tonight. How difficult is it sometimes, Brooklyn, when you're firing, you're trying to get after it so hard defensively, but then that whistle keeps popping and you're kind of thinking, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah, it's you definitely got to be careful with those, but we do have a strong bench, a lot of JV players with now some varsity experience, so that'll be even better for us next year.
With you, kind of some of those senior-laden questions as well, with your experiences on the floor, and obviously coming out and having a really strong night, leading your team to a section win. What are some of the key things that you try to bring game in and game out, not only to help your team, but also to teach the younger players that you're going to count on as the year goes on?
I feel like energy is just key for us. Like, it's just all about bringing the energy and being a leader on the court for the younger ones, so they just take after me, and yeah.
Well, it worked. 30 to 20 in the second half. When you're in the second half, what are some of the things that Coach preaches in terms of even when you got a lead and you had that 16, 18-point lead? What do you focus on to try to make sure you maintain that and you don't let the other team get on that run? Is it basically just sticking to the basics of what your team does well?
Yeah, I feel like it's that, and we continue to keep on the pressure, but try not to get in so much foul trouble. So.
Well, it was a very impressive win here on the road. You're 2-0, Brooklyn. Congratulations on a fantastic game and a nice win.
Thank you.
Brooklyn Fisher, our big deal of the game, and Annie Yeager, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Christina Anderson, head coach of the victorious BBE Jaguars, here on KLKS Radio and yourliveevent.com.
Sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise July 23rd to August 4th. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
And we are back on KLKS and at yourliveevent.com as the BBE Jaguars get a 60-41 win over the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Now joining us, Christina Anderson, head coach for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. I have to start with the mention of foul trouble because you said you were hoping to avoid that tonight. It didn't happen, but the depth and your gals showed again that they can overcome that. And not only did they do that, I was actually equally impressed with your bench players continuing to play that tough-nosed defense as Pine River-Backus never got on a run tonight.
Yeah, I'll just continue to hope we'll stay out of foul trouble. No, but, and there's going to be pieces of that along the way as these girls who, played more of a secondary role position last year, and when they did get in foul trouble, they were maybe playing less minutes. And so I think it's just really important to continue to preach to them of what does that look like? When you get one, you get two, how do we stay aggressive with being smart? So that'll come, but like you said, through that and what I keep telling our girls, it's playing through adversity too. We're getting some other girls some big minutes, and they're stepping up huge too. So I really like to see that as well.
The adversity came also not in just the form of the fouls, but the turnovers. You knew that Pine River-Backus was going to put a lot of pressure on you, and despite having a number of more turnovers, the defense really came through in not allowing the Tigers' offense to really get comfortable at any point of the game.
Yeah, that's another piece that we talked earlier about, is that we know we're going to have to rely early this season on our defense because we do have some things that we need to clean up on our press break and on our offense. I think at times we're seeing the right things, but we're just not making the right pass to get it there. So that is something we're going to dramatically have to cut our turnovers down. And again, we have some girls playing some new positions, and we're going to have to find a way to make some better decisions and cut down our turnovers.
And on the same token, there were, and of course you heard me ask the girls about it, there were a few times where your press break looked phenomenal. I mean, you're taught in basketball, especially if you're getting to the varsity level, it's you beat it with the pass, and there were a couple where you got some great layups on the other end. So when you kind of see that, but then it retracts a little bit, what goes through your mind, Coach, is like, oh, we had it for those 2-3 possessions, so why can't we keep doing that?
Yeah, that's what our coaches, we were just talking about. There are glimpses, and that is important. So we just need more of that. So it shows us that our girls know what to do and know those things, but now we just need to do more of that and get more reps in those positions. So again, gives us more hope. But like you said, it looked good when it looked good, but it also looked not so good at times. But that's another piece of it too, that I think there's a lot to be said about grit and fighting through some of that. Yeah, we missed a fast break opportunity, got a turnover. We don't hang our heads, but we're going to continue to get after it on defense. So like I said, our press break, our offense, we need to figure out when to go, when to be patient, what that looks like. But I love to see the glimpses of hope. Now we just need more of that.
When we're talking about the depth, at least a couple players that I thought really stood out, and again, kind of maybe in some flash moments, not overall, but Grace Jackson off the bench, defensively, and she had 3 really nice assists in the first half, and then of course Casey Fisher, she comes in and she had a couple of big buckets. Where do you see after the first week how much that progression is going to be counted on, and where you want to see that progression to continue to have solid depth for the Jaguars?
Yeah, it's huge. Right there you talk about, a guard play who brings a ton of energy and just a gritty defensive player who is showing us more of an offensive side this season. So that was great to see Grace. Like I said, we know she gets after it on defense, but it was fun to see her get some of those great assists, and she finished a few times around the basket. And then we have Casey Fisher, who played a ton of JV minutes for us last year. I think she grew a good 6 to 8 inches over the summer.
That helps.
And it does help. But she's going to play a key role for us in the paint and giving us some depth at that 4-5 position. So like I said, I have been, really pleased with the depth that they have added for us off our bench this season.
Coach, a nice road win here at Pine River, 2-0 to start the season. Congratulations to you, and good luck the rest of the way for you and the BBE Jaguars.
Thank you.
Christina Anderson, head coach for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa, joining us as we take another break. We've got more coming up on the postgame recap after BBE's 60-41 victory over Pine River-Backus tonight on KLKS and YourLiveEvent.com.
Celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. Online at SchruppExcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
PRBschools.org.
We welcome you back to the postgame recap. Unfortunately, Coach Sheely has quickly vacated for tonight's matchup. BBE gets the win 60-41, dropping the Tigers to 0-3 to start the season. Let's take a look at the numbers as I have them. Team-wise, turnovers, BBE 30 turnovers tonight compared to PRB's 19, but again, the Tigers could not convert that. Tigers really struggle from the floor shooting. BBE racks up 48 rebounds compared to 24 for the PRB Tigers. 7-5, the offensive rebounding edge for Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa. From the free throw line, the PRB Tigers, well, they had a lot of chances again tonight. They were a little bit better, but not by much. Last night, 17 of 36. Tonight, 18 of 36. 36 free throws both nights for the PRB Tigers. For BBE, 11 of 14 from the charity stripe. Individually, for the PRB Tigers, Brianna Hannikin, she led the way with 14 points. 7 points apiece for Ella Dahl and Mimi Bukers. Bukers had 3 steals. Hannikin, by the way, I had for 4 steals. Alora Dahl had 6 points. Sawyer Tulinchik, 5 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 2 points for Ariana Burns. For BBE, Brooklyn Fisher, 21 points to lead the charge. I also had her for 5 assists on the evening. Also in double figures was Adley Hagen. She finished with 11, 6 points, 3 assists for Bree T. Schaefer, 5 points, 3 assists, 2 steals for Anna Yeager, 6 points off the bench for Casey Fisher, 4 points for Tiffany Dingman. She was off the bench as well. And then 3 points for Grace Jackson with 3 assists, and then 2 points apiece for Maya Worms and Faith Rademacher. The BBE Jaguars go to 2-0 on the season, 1-0 in section play. Pine River-Backus falls to 0-3 overall, 0-2 in section play. Let's name our Pine River Family Market star of the game for the PRB Tigers, brought to you by Pine River Family Market, where you can find it all, still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Don't forget they have their Taste of the Holidays event coming up on Tuesday the 5th, and their big outdoor seafood sale 1 week from today on Friday, December 8th. And if you want to visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery, go to PineRiverFamilyMarketDelivers.com. Tonight's star of the game for the PRB Tigers is going to be the senior Brianna Hannikin. Unfortunately, she did struggle again after a good first half to continue that in the second half. One thing we certainly know, and we always know about the Tigers, they don't go down lightly. They continue to fight. They continue to work extremely hard, but they just could not find the offensive groove in the second half. Hannikin led the way with 14 points. 10 of those 14 points from the free throw line. She was 10 of 14 from the charity stripe. She is, at least in these 2 games that I have seen, she is doing a fantastic job of getting to the free throw line and, for the most part, converting those free throws. So Brianna Hannikin, the star of the game for the PRB Tigers. Pine River-Backus' boys, they fall in their opener to Monaga tonight, 63-56. Now coming up next, the PRB Tigers have a doubleheader here in Pine River. We will have it on Skeeter 101.5. We will be, of course, online on yourliveevent.com. The girls will take on the Nevis Tigers, who currently are ranked number 10 in Class A in the Minnesota Basketball News poll. The boys will be taking on Crosby Ironton. Coverage beginning at 5:40 Tuesday night, and that is going to be, again, on Skeeter 101.5 and at yourliveevent.com. Final score again tonight, Belgrade-Brooten-Elrosa 60-41. They get the victory. They've won 8 straight against the PRB Tigers. Big thanks to all of our great sponsors. For Joe running the show on the camera side and producer side again for us tonight, we appreciate that. Thanks for watching or listening, and we'll talk to you again Tuesday night. Have yourself a great weekend and start of December. I'm Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.